What's something you used to believe, but you no longer do?
I used to buy into the glass back propaganda. I used to think that lifting with a neutral spine was correct, that you were playing with fire if you loaded movements with any intentional or unintentional flexion or extension. It forced me into a box, and it's been liberating over the last, I'd say, 5 years or so. I've really embraced like that movement optimism type of mentality where if you have a natural range, why not load it? Be sensible about your progression, focus on load management. But there is no inherently, if your body has access to a range, there is not a great reason not to load that to some degree. And it's funny, that idea was actually like planted in my mind by my dad. I think I was still in school or just out of school, and I was lifting with him, and I gave him some correction about whether it was his elbow drifting out as he's pressing, or maybe his knee dipped in on a lunge or something. And I was like, oh, don't do that. You're gonna get hurt. And in between sets, he was like, well, if that's a position that hurts people, wouldn't it make sense to train it? And I remember like, man, being floored by that. And I gave him some BS, like biomechanical, whatever, knee valgus and ACL tears, whatever nonsense I gave him. But man, it stuck with me. And it was a question I couldn't really answer. I could not, in good faith, be like, I know what you're saying. Common misconception. Let me break it down to you. I was actually like, that's such a good question. And it wasn't until I made this full shift. I actually told him about it one time, maybe 5 or so years ago. And he was like, I don't remember saying that. He's like, I'm pretty smart though, right? But yeah, man, it sort of ate away at me. If we believe in what we do, if we believe that loading tissue leads to positive adaptation, right? And there's a million examples that it does. There's even counterexamples. There's studies that are done in space or on the ISS that showed rapid degeneration of the spine in the absence of loading, right? Our body craves that. Of course it has to be in the right dosage. Of course you can still get hurt if you overdo it, right? But if we believe loading a bicep curl through a full range is beneficial and results in beneficial adaptation of the biceps tendon, of the associated ligaments, bones, everything, then why does that logic stop with something like the spine? Why would we believe that that concept doesn't apply there?